What's going on, people? Andrew the Chart Whisperer here. It's again Tuesday. It's 9 o'clock Europe time, 7 p.m. UK time. And as promised, today we have Joao Monteiro in the studio for a fantastic webinar. Welcome to the talk show that tells you what most Forex brokers don't want you to know. Today, you're going to find out a lot of insight about algorithmic trading, trading robots, and also other insights about the industry. As promised last week, guys, Joao Monteiro is in the studio today. Joao, welcome. How are you?
Andrew, very well, thank you. I hope you as well. Thank you once again for inviting me.
Always a pleasure.
Likewise, it's been really a pleasure to last time to talk with you, and now once again to be able to share and to.
Now we're going even deeper into the subject.
I know, and it's a subject that I thought, as you know very well, is a subject which
that you like.
Yes, I love it.
Awesome, awesome. Big surprise for everyone towards the end of the webinar, guys. Joao Monteiro has to pass a message to everyone. FXCube is launching a trading competition with a fantastic prize, and that will be revealed towards the end of the webinar, so stay tuned. Right. Now, I know you traveled a bit in the last couple of weeks.
I did.
What was it? Business, pleasure? Or
mostly pleasure. As a matter of fact, I think after I was not taking some days off, I think since 2018 when this business started. So I felt that it would be the perfect time, especially before what is coming next, to reset the machine and to recharge batteries.
And so, did you reset?
I did. I enjoyed it. I spent some good time on the beach, so I cannot complain.
Right. How was it? I want to ask you, how was it? Did you feel any pressure when you were going through the airport?
I think the pressure is more mental at the moment, because, as you know, we have the social distancing, you have the masks, you have the procedures, the forms, and so on. So you kind of feel like you are in some kind of army nowadays.
It feels like that.
Yes, but on the other hand, I think you feel that less people at the airport, so you are more comfortable in terms of.
How were the people in the airports? How were the measures? I mean, it was really strict, like you said. You feel like you're in the army or in jail. And
yes, it's tough, especially with all the masks that are, as you know, are mandatory to be used all the time. And for us, it's always also the pressure of are we in risk of something? It's obviously it's something is
the mental pressure.
It's the mental pressure, but it's a reality which we need to adapt.
So it's definitely more stressful to travel nowadays than it was before.
I would say so. Yes.
Even with all the madness that you had before, like millions of people in the same space. And
yes, but I remind that now we are even when you have a ticket, it's not clear anymore that you arrive to the destination, because as you know, you need to not have fever, not to have. You never know when they measure your temperature. If maybe I'm just
maybe you have a bad day or something and you're going to miss the flight because your body temperature is higher. Right. So overall, how do you feel right now? Completely charged, ready?
Feel ready to one more great year. Business year. We have, as you know, a few months until the end of the year, but I think what is coming next is very important for us, as you know, in terms of business strategy for FXCube, and so I believe that it was the right moment, and now the best is yet to come.
Awesome. Now, first topic that I want to touch upon today is the economic stimulus offered by the European Central Bank. We're talking about around 750 billion euros stimulus agreement released by Chancellor Angela Merkel and Emmanuel Macron. They sent a strong signal of solidarity to everyone, to the European members. The deal was also notable for its first. European countries will raise large sums by selling bonds collectively. Is it just me, or this is one of the first times in history when the countries are selling bonds collectively? Did we have something like this? Probably if we did, it was over 60 years ago.
It was a long time ago. As a matter of fact, I think we were not seeing the European Union acting in such a family way for a long period. As you know, we are in a moment where it's difficult for everyone.
For everyone around the world, no doubt.
And obviously, European Union could not disregard or could not leave anyone aside in this difficult time. But it's the stimulus is important, but it's not all, as you know. It's just a small help aid, as a matter of fact, for what is coming next.
Some people call it a small help, but
yes.
if you receive $85 billion as a country, you know, that's not really small.
True.
Now, the unanimous decision of the 27 nations was that they will receive 500 billion or a less amount than it was initially discussed. On top of that, the economists predict a recession far worse than anything since World War II. Is that real? Do you see it? Are you?
I believe that there's definitely I wouldn't say a recession, but difficult times in the near future. But that applies not only for the eurozone, but also to the US dollar and so on.
The worldwide.
World, it's generally. But what is important to understand is that the world is changing, is adapting to a new circumstances which no one was expecting.
Isn't there an easier way to adapt, man? I mean, do we really have to take it like this?
I don't want to go to that route. I think they are trying their best in order to avoid the how do you say, the escalation of this COVID, which can leave huge damage for the economy. As you know, there are many countries, they are trying to minimize the impact of all these lockdowns and so on. So they are in fact doing their best, but at the end of the day, we need to take care of the people and we need to take care of.
Yeah, but do the people understand the severity of the problem?
Some countries know, and some countries know. And I think the countries which didn't understand or didn't take measures
have the higher number.
Now have the higher number, and at the end of the day, we all end up suffering from the mistakes of others. But this is in life. It's as you know,
you got to learn the hard way, basically.
Yes, always.
Right. What scared me a bit was that economists predicted that France, Italy, and Spain, the bloc's second, third, and fourth largest economies, are expected to suffer the most, clocking in contractions of around 10% this year. Christine Lagarde, ECB president, stated on Wednesday that the Eurozone economy could shrink up to 12% in the worst case scenario. And in the best case scenario, she still expects at least an 8% contraction on the economy in the Eurozone. Mm-hmm. This scared me, man. I'm freaked out about it. I mean, you would expect a very small country with a very small GDP to get a big hit. But when you're talking about the third or the second, the third, and the fourth biggest economies in Europe, brace yourselves for what's coming. And when that message is coming from the president of the European Central Bank, crikey, where do we take it from here?
The impact is huge. I think the countries are the countries that depend on themselves and their industries and so on will probably end up recovering faster. The big countries, as you know, they are stopped in many sectors of their activities, which have repercussions across all Europe and so on, because as you know, there's a lot of export as well from all these bigger countries. So all Europe is affected. On the other hand, I think we need to look ways of incentivizing now the economy and having some better ways to help all these businesses going forward. But this is something that it might, in my opinion, will only start have some impact from next year, because as you know, now even when any measures that they might implement now, they will never have.
That's the thing. What scares me the most is that everyone was saying you're going to feel the real impact of this
next year.
Definitely.
So
whatever we do now will be felt in like 6 to 12 months from now.
I agree. Yes,
And
I think the worst is coming. It hasn't come yet.
This is the scary bit, because you have countries like Cyprus, for example. You have countries like Portugal, Spain,
Right.
Italy that live off tourism.
Correct.
Yes, Cyprus, for example, I think 70% of its economy is based on tourism.
Yes. Yes.
Portugal, maybe you can help me with that, with percentages roughly. What do you say, 50%?
Less, I would say 40% probably.
40% of the country's economy relies on tourism.
Yes.
Greece.
Yes.
A lot of European countries, that have amazing lands and offer fantastic holidays, they suffer.
Yes.
And along with that, we're talking about millions of people, millions at the European level, losing their jobs, working in hospitality, working in having to do with clients that cannot make a living this year. So I think the impact will be close to catastrophic next year.
Yes, but for example, if we compare with the measures that were implemented in the US, where they gave that kind of check to the families, if you see it in a very clear way, does it make any difference? An extra check of $600 on a family
a family of 4 or 5, probably not.
No,
on a family of 1 or 2,
so
it makes a very small difference.
Yeah.
So I mean, in Europe,
that's how I see it.
With 600 euros, you can live, assuming you don't have to pay rent or anything else.
Yes.
With 600 euros, 2 people can live for almost a month, I'd say.
Yes.
Somewhere there. But then what? What's the next step? What's going to happen next? Where we take it from here?
Well, I think that now we'll see the next month, especially if there's no second lockdown in few countries, which then it will be.
I saw that a lot of Eastern European countries, are in a bit of trouble now with cases, with over 1,000 cases, new COVID cases a day.
Yes. And in the US, it's unbelievable.
What's happening in the US? Yes, it is indeed unbelievable. Now, let's try and look at US and Europe. I mean, is Europe acting like the United States of Europe, considering what's going on and the stimulus and everything?
They need to protect their zone, let's say. I think I wouldn't compare it in that way, but the European Union also, they feel that they need to do something, because this is something unique and across all countries. And I don't feel that in terms of the way they manage their currency is important to keep all countries united. It's important to keep everyone in order, I would say, and this is the best way they have to help the major countries and most of the countries in Europe.
Can you picture something for a second? Imagine what would have been without EU. What do you think the impact, the COVID impact, would have been on Europe without the European Union, without the 27 member states? Do you see?
I would see it better, but not better on the sense of COVID-19 and in terms of spreading, because obviously you will not have the change in Schengen and not have the way of people circulate, the free circulation of people. So you would control better the way people and the way the virus moved. On the other hand, from the economy perspective,
exactly. Who would help you? I mean, let's take a country, I don't know, Bulgaria, for example, or Czech Republic or Romania or another country.
Yes.
Can you imagine for a second, how would they come up with the money they need? From a country that lives off tourism, 50%.
Yes. Cyprus, for example. Yes.
Like Cyprus, for example. Let's say Cyprus wouldn't be in the European Union. Where would they get the money from?
Good question.
With what cost?
Yes.
Yeah,
they would probably manage to get it, but exactly
with
what cost? Yes.
All right. Now let's move on. Let's talk about the reserve currency of the world, the US dollar, the lovely US dollar. Recently, we saw the USD reaching lower lows, even reaching a couple of days ago the lowest level against the euro since October 2018. Big day tomorrow. We have the interest rate decision.
Yes.
On the US dollar. Currently, we're standing at 0.25% with a forecast of 0.25%.
Correct.
What do you reckon? About last year was what? Almost 2% or 2%.
Correct, 2%. Yes.
What's happening? I mean, in 1 year they went up
Yes.
with like 2%. And the next year they had to come down. What do you reckon? Are they going to keep it unchanged at 0.25%?
I believe that it will tomorrow. It will keep at the same rate. We are in a moment where, if you see it from a statistic and economic data perspective, you need to understand that we are in the US on the probably if the results come negative in terms of GDP, we are on the second consecutive negative quarter. This is something that was not happening for the last, I believe, 13 years. So we are talking about possible technical recession. And so they are very.
It's coming, man. It's coming.
And this is something that they need to manage very carefully. Being on the election year as well, it also have some impact in terms of the measures that they might.
And still, the situation with China isn't solved.
No, and I don't think. I think is a novel to continue for a few more months.
Well, I mean, if you think about it from a different perspective, America and China, yeah, the biggest superpowers in the world, they're always going to fight over supremacy.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you have Europe, Russia, and other Canada, but Canada stays neutral most of the time.
Yes,
and still they got slapped with the treaty.
Yeah.
Mexico and Canada, even though Canada is behaving, boom, they still got slapped from Donald Trump.
Yes.
What is hard to understand is how the American economy went from 0 to hero and back to 0 in only 3 years.
They were not expecting the COVID, but it doesn't justify everything.
It's not just the COVID.
No, definitely.
Yeah, you have the Black Lives Matter cases
as well.
Then you have the situation with China.
Correct.
6 months ago, Donald Trump was threatening everyone in the world with tariffs. Yeah, he said the war with China wasn't done, was very close to a deal, but it wasn't over yet.
Yes.
And Donald Trump turns around to Europe and he goes like, I'm going to slap tariffs on you guys, on French wines and cheese and whatever. On the auto sector, again, in Europe, he wanted to slap tariffs. It's unbelievable what's going on.
The tariffs was also a way to improve their own products, their own industries, and so on. But at the end of the day, I think that if we see it now, it has.
I think that was more of a statement, if you ask me. My personal opinion, again, I love Donald Trump as a business person.
Correct.
Again, I'm going to get a lot of hate, guys, but listen to the whole sentence. I love Donald Trump as a business person, okay? So don't give me a lot of hate. He knows his business, and I think he wanted to make a statement that don't mess about with America. We are a great power. We're here to stay. Whoever messes about with us, it's not going to end up well, and therefore all the tariffs and the threatening and everything. Which takes me to the next subject. We see gold futures closing very close of $2,000 mark, which, funny enough, was predicted by most analysts, including myself, at the beginning of the year. Today, gold was trading an hour ago at 1944. What is going on? We're going to see gold reaching 2,000 mark, hopefully, or very likely in the next couple of days or so.
It's the option of.
It's a safe haven.
Yes, it's the undecided investor option. I would say. I think it's we are when everyone is a bit unclear in which currency shall we keep our funds. Gold ends up to be always the best option.
And not just the gold.
Yeah.
What I've been following for quite a while now, there's another asset in the spotlight. We heard really good news about it. I made the news public yesterday, and it's currently trading at around $11,000 mark. Rings a bell?
Bitcoin.
Right. Now, Bitcoin started acting very similar to gold recently in the last, let's say, 6 months. I've been really focusing on these two assets in the last 6 months to see how they work. They tend to go together. Is Bitcoin becoming the new safe haven asset?
It's one of them. I think it's decentralized, and that's extremely important.
Yeah, no pressure from any banks or any
no pressure at all. Also, it's easy in terms of transaction, and this is also important. And I see it from a broker's perspective, how it facilitates the transactions and the way that money circulates, especially in the financial industry. Bitcoin became also a very interesting way of clients to.
It's a secondary currency, basically.
Yes, no, it's getting more and more traction nowadays. And not only Bitcoin, also the stable coins, and this is that now we have stable coins indexed to US dollar,
Yep.
to euro, and so they are cryptocurrencies which fluctuate kind of side in line with the normal, the fiat currencies. So it's becoming a great option. It's definitely a safe
And
haven.
I said it yesterday. I said it, guys. It might go to 11 grand today, and
Yes.
it happened.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes.
Good for me.
Let's see if it goes back to the 20,000. That
I think it will
2018, I believe.
Yeah, December 18th.
Yes.
I think very likely it will, because considering what's happening all over the world with all the currencies, yeah, and now we're only talking about the big currencies, the euro, the dollar.
Yes.
But what happens if we talk about Venezuela, for example, or if we talk about other countries that are not so privileged of having a strong currency or a stronger currency? It's murder.
Yeah. Yes.
The good news on Bitcoin is that apparently the Office of the Controller of the Currency, or the OCC, has clarified, has released a statement that national banks and federal savings associations can provide cryptocurrency custody services for customers. And this is a huge step.
Interesting.
Yes. The letter sent by the OCC explains that this clarification also reaffirms the OCC's position that national banks may provide permissible banking services to any lawful business they choose, including cryptocurrency businesses, so as long as they effectively manage the risks and comply with the law. Are we getting closer to a world regulation? Is the SEC finally gonna accept it the way they should have done for a long time?
When you cannot fight it, you join. So I see it in this way. I think it's better to accept it and control it than just ignore it, because I think it's no longer a currency which we can ignore. So this is my perspective.
You cannot find the people. You cannot fight the people's beliefs, basically.
No, definitely not.
But what I find very, very interesting is that a year or 2 years ago, if I remember correctly, it was, I think, JP Morgan's CEO went public and said Bitcoin and cryptos are rubbish. And now, 6 months later, you see, I think it was JP that made the announcement. 6 months later, they come out with the announcement, we're issuing our own coin.
Huh.
What? Jamie Dillon, if I'm not mistaken. Jamie Dillon. I'm gonna remember this name forever. It's amazing. So we are getting ready to we're getting closer to a worldwide regulation on cryptocurrencies, aren't we?
I believe so. Yes, it will end up also from a tax perspective.
If you can tax it, why not?
Yes, yes. From the moment they find a ways to control at least that bit, that very important bit, it will be generalized across different companies, different countries. Even their own countries will have their own currency.
Venezuela wants to launch its own cryptocurrency to save the economy. So I guess there's no doubt about what the crypto world has to offer. All right, let's move on. Let's get into the topic of the day, which is trading robots or algo trading. Right. I know you own a trading robot. You slipped it in the previous webinar.
Yes, I do.
Right. Are trading robots real? Because that is the question.
Definitely, they are real.
All right.
There's no way to go around it. What a trading robot or a trading algorithm, depends how people call it, are nothing more than ideas, combination of trading strategies, indicators, and different ways of analyzing market data, and put it in a line of code. So
along with the automation of
automation of trade, exactly. So it's nothing more than the strategies that people use reading the markets daily, putting in an automated way, and also giving the parameters for this system to open, close, adjust the trades in any given time. So it's just nothing more than automation. What I think is the best part of the algorithmic trading is the lack of emotions, and I mentioned this on the previous webinar. Is the possibility for someone to have their strategy in place, to have zero influence on their emotions, because when you are trading, you know that sometimes we are looking to a chart and we are affected by the mood that we have in that day, by some news that might pop out on the TV, which affected the way we were seeing
big
it.
Green engulfing candlestick, or big red one, and then your heart stops.
An opening on the weekend, a gap which might change the way you see things, and so the algorithm it trades based on the setup.
So they're real.
are.
I wanted to ask you this because there's an influx of fraudulent companies, right? Because I can't call them business companies. They are big scams on my perspective, all right? They advertise a robot that can make you $6,000 with only by tomorrow or every day make $6,000 every day with a deposit of $500. I mean, come on, how far can we stretch it?
It's hard, but I think this applies to any business, and especially in the financial industry. We'll find always the good and the bandits, let's say.
But man, there's an influx. You have more fake advertisement on fake financial products on online media, on social media, and everywhere than legit companies.
Yes, but I think people are much more educated now on this kind of.
You would think
now than before. I believe people still. There's a lot of people falling for this kind of traps, but I think, and me understanding as well, and having this discussion with clients, I understand that people are now much more able to request information, to analyze, to check online, to check reviews, to check.
But they need to be pointed to the right direction, because you know it as well as I do. If even fraudulent companies nowadays are trying to look a bit more professional. At the end of the day, if you worked in the industry and you know what this is all about, you can clock on it very easy. You know, you just talk to an account manager, you ask 3 simple questions, or you go on their website, 2 clicks, and you know if the company is legit or not.
Yes.
But this is us, people of the industry.
Yes.
How about the average people? How about the client that owes to the bank, I don't know, an amount of money, and every month he has to pay $500 to the bank, and sees this kind of advertisement?
I think this kind of advertisement, the people that might see these kind of things, they need always to request more additional information. It's not just, I can also tell you now that I can...
But from a different source.
Definitely.
Not from the same source.
Exactly.
All right. So we know what a trading robot is and how it works. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know it's just an algorithm that, according to your parameters, how you set it up, opens cascade positions based on the volatility of the market. Now, how did you come up with this idea of developing your own trading robot? Because I know you were trading manually years ago.
Yes, I believe that exactly in terms of time management, risk management, and capital management as well,
right?
I would say, I felt that it would be important to automate, because sometimes we are not able to be continuously in front of the computer. I had my ideas, I had my setups, I had the way I would see the market, and I think that it would work, and it was working. And I felt that the automation would release that emotional part, which, if you are driving or you are not able to analyze the market properly.
Well, you said if you have a trading firm, it's very difficult for you to trade manually every day, because you got to run the company.
No, on this case, it's impossible. But even people which are busy, which work in completely different sectors, but they still love to trade, and there's plenty of people like that. They need an automation.
I love my trading. I mean, okay, I wouldn't mind having a robot that makes me $6,000 a day with a $500 deposit.
Me neither.
It's fine. Yeah, leave it. Yeah. Let it go. But then again, I want to click, man. I want to feel. I want to look at that candlestick and.
But you can still do that. You can have as many accounts as you want. I mean, so you can have most of your investment with a very strict and tight risk management in place, with stop loss, everything in place. And then if you want to feel the excitement, feel the market, you have a smaller account with a small amount and just give it a go.
All right, all right. Now, quick question: what's your robot performance? And now, pay attention, guys. It's very, very important to compare the information from Joao, the owner of a algorithmic robot, and also a Forex company. What is its performance? What's a sane performance, a normal performance of a trading?
So as people might know, but I'm also involved in a business called Octopus, which is also algorithmic trading. Most of my time I spend it managing Forex Cube, which is by itself is a very, very challenging business. But I'm also involved with Octopus, which develops AI machine learning trading software. This software is currently achieving an average of 3.7% return per month.
Per month?
Gross.
So yearly, we're looking at roughly 30%?
Approximately, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. This is something which we've been operating since 2016, continuously in live accounts. So we have the company have all the track record, all the information is audited, which is also a very important point. Is that is very easy to extract data to an Excel, but it's important to validate these numbers.
Yes.
And so we were extremely careful in terms of auditing and verifying all the data, so there was no possibility of doubt. But this is one solution which we are now offering in Forex Cube, which is being an amazing, I think, is having an amazing reaction from
How is it performing nowadays with the current market conditions?
If we see it now on the release of the COVID, let's say in March, it was one of the best months. So it was around 5% return
in March. Yes, because that's when the news came on.
Correct.
But
now it generated so far since March, so April, May, and June, approximately 6%.
That's amazing, man. I am almost speechless. I am almost speechless. However, your robot, your algorithm cannot compete with that algorithm that makes you $6,000 overnight. With
no, unfortunately, it's not. On that regard, I think that is very important also when it comes to trading and when it comes to selecting the trading solution for your trading. It's very important to understand the consistency, because I can find, and I can
set it up,
and I can tell to everyone that is listening, I can find a system that would makes approximately, allegedly, according to the softwares, always around 20%, but for 1 month,
one bad month, boom, you're out.
One bad month, you are out. And this is not, when it comes to investment, you want a consistency, you want a controlled risk.
Yes.
And you don't want to be gambling, because if it's to gamble, you convert your money.
You don't need an algorithm.
You go to the casino, closest casino, you convert it in chips, and then you choose red or black, and you have 50% chance to be right.
Same like most traders do on their trading platform.
Yes.
Buy or sell.
Exactly.
You will get it right eventually. You're gonna triple, quadruple your money.
All along. Yes.
One day. And then you're out.
Exactly.
So the message I'm trying to pass to you guys and to everyone that's listening and is interested in algorithmic trading and trading robots and wants to take this trading thing one step further, guys, keep it real, okay? Understand, now, a man like Joao that worked in the banking sector for years, a man like Joao that has a lot of contacts and a lot of experience, managed to launch a trading robot that after a few years is currently delivering roughly 3%.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have
good months.
I was checking. There's one question, I believe, from one of the viewers regarding the products. Octopus has 3 different products in place. They have one lifestyle account which starts from $500 investment, and they have a dynamic which starts from 25K. So this was a product more into the institutional, which now became available to retail. So if you are definitely interested into something like that, I would suggest you to check their lifestyle product, which starts from $500. You can invest with Forex Cube and just give it a try.
Yeah, give it a go. You got nothing to lose. At least you know this algorithm is legit. Is owned by a legit person. Is owned by someone that that knows what he's doing.
Yes.
Okay, so you can give it a go. You can try it.
The return is always an average. This is the 3.7% ROI was since 2016 average. So there were months of much better performance. There was only one negative month in February 2019. So this is a funny fact. So I would say always an average. So you might see some months with 1%, 2%, others with 4, 5. So I would say always in an average.
But your algorithm is targeting, in best case scenario, a return of roughly 30% a year.
Yes.
This is
yes.
Yeah, because we all know you have good months, bad months. Even
Exactly.
the big players of the market, the big boys, JP and Goldman.
Exactly.
If you check I think it's the K10 report. They show you throughout the year a graph how many successful months and how many bad months they have. So everyone has a few bad months because the market is being funny.
Of course, yes.
The market decides to be funny, and the banks are choosing to be funny, because we are trading through the banks, guys. This is the truth.
Yes, and it's funny that I had this same conversation recently with the head of trading of one important bank in the UAE, which we have quite a lot of business recently, and they were impressed because they've been using quite a lot of algorithmic trading for the bank itself in terms of managing their
because that's what banks are doing.
Yeah, that's what they need, and they start using this as a risk management tool recently, and it's funny that this is how the industry is evolving, is to the automation, is to the use of
high frequency trading is available since what, the 80s?
Yes. But high frequency trading is a different story. It's
a trading algorithm is supposed to make you money. So algorithms are real.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Not all of them, but most of them are real.
Yes.
No,
they are real. They might be good or bad, but that's at the end of the day, you can either do a proper research or give it a try.
Or just give someone your money and that's it.
Yes.
So they're real. A decent algorithm, a good algorithm, projects a return of, let's say, about 30% a year, which is huge, man. It's huge. Yeah, considering the banks are only giving us 2 or 3, or that's in good years.
Yeah, 100%.
So is there an algorithm, a legit algorithm that you heard of, owned by anyone, that can give you a return of 300, 400, 500% within 6 months?
I'm not aware.
And you've been in the industry
for how long? I can for many years, for 12 years, 13 years.
All right. I've been in the industry for 10 years. Yes. I couldn't find something like that. And I do have some contacts.
But,
and I do know
I tell you that if you, by any chance, you find it, please give me a call.
If I find it,
you'll disconnect from the world.
Right. So the question: are you a billionaire yet?
A billionaire? No, not yet. I'm working for that, but I'm still far away from the goal.
You told us last time you don't have a yacht.
No, I don't.
You don't have a plane.
No.
You don't have a helicopter.
No.
All right.
Not at the moment.
You're normal.
I have, but it's a miniature.
All right.
A small one.
Okay. So this is the reality, basically. Yeah, when we talk about trading robots. Yeah, a trading robot should make you more than the bank is making you. That's the whole point. Or if you're trading yourself manually, you should be aiming to make a bit more than what the bank is making you, which is nothing now.
Yes. And some banks, they are even
negative interest rate. Yeah, like the Swiss banks, we all know about it.
Yes.
Most of the times it's Switzerland that has a problem, but anyway, I don't want to go into it. So realistically, you're aiming to get a bit more than the bank is giving you.
Correct.
Unrealistically, don't expect a return of 100% a year from a trading robot, because it's not going to happen. No. Unless the robot is really, really sloppy, is really, really aggressive. Because you can set it up, but
you need to see it always on the long term, and it's important as well to when it comes to an investment. And I say this to many of my clients: is that when they mention, for example, do you have any algorithmic trading system you can provide? Yes, it's average 3%. They get the system and they start using it, and after 2 days of trading, I didn't make yet
6%.
3%. No, it's average 3%. So give it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, evaluate the investment.
Yeah.
Because you don't go to a bank and you subscribe an investment fund that has the most amazing performance, and you go the next day to the bank and say, that investment fund I subscribed yesterday, I already made my 3%.
I'll give you a better one, very similar to this one, because in my past, many years ago, sorry to cut you off, in my past, many years ago, I was selling cars. I was a car salesman.
Yes.
All right. Luxury cars, but still a car salesman. Now, that's like buying a brand new car and bringing the car back in a week's time or in a day's time and being like, in the book, it says its fuel consumption is 3%. Yes. Why isn't it 3% in my case? Right, that's the exact thing. So,
yes. There's a lot of variables.
Are real. Keep it real.
Yes.
Keep your expectations realistic.
Yes.
What do you think about people that borrow money or remortgage their house just to invest in Forex?
I'm against. To be honest, I speak against my business, but I'm totally against that. I think that people, and I say this to all my clients, should invest what they can afford to lose.
Yes.
Worst scenario, they risk 20-30% of their savings, but they should never invest money which might be needed to put food on the table.
Exactly, and that's my saying as well. Right, now, I need the drums. I need the drums for it. I know you got something cooking in the Cook Islands.
I am cooking a lot of things.
Right. John didn't want to spit it out last time. He gave us a hint.
He was close.
I know you're launching a trading competition for Forex Cube starting when?
1st of September.
All right, 1st of September. So in a couple of days from now, yeah? Right.
Yes.
And I know there's a huge prize involved.
Yes.
Right.
Not 1, 10 big prizes.
10 big prizes.
Yes.
All right. Tell us more. The stage is yours.
No, we are finalizing, and this is something which we've been preparing, and as you mentioned, cooking for a long time. We feel that, as you know, being an STP broker, we feel that is important people also to have some extra incentive on their trading. For us, we benefit from trading volume. Is not legit and is not correct to force clients to trade more.
I wanted to say that
because we cannot, and we don't want to go against the client's best interest.
Yeah.
But we can give a price that will make clients more interested also in trade more and to achieve that goal. This price we are talking about, I don't want to put brands because
don't put
from
brands.
a copyright point of view.
Give us a hand.
But yes, we'll be having from 1st of September an amazing car as the grand prize every single month for the period of 10 months.
So the campaign you're running, there's a trading competition that Forex Cube is launching.
Launching for 10 months.
For 10 months.
Starting 1st of September.
Every month.
We'll be giving an amazing car, electric. If you give you some hint.
Is it fully electric or is it a hybrid?
It's fully electric.
Right. I can only go in 3-4 places with that. So 1st of September.
Yes.
For 10 months.
Correct.
Every month a car.
Yes.
As the price.
Yes.
An electric car.
Yes.
Is it a plug-in?
Yes, you can.
Okay, it's a plug-in. Right. What are the terms and conditions? What's the minimum deposit for it?
That's very simple. Everyone will be competing with $500 accounts. We wanted to make it a fair competition, accessible to everyone. We don't have discrepancy in terms of the way we treat all clients.
You can imagine a millionaire comes and he's like, boom, I want to put it down.
Everyone will compete with $500 accounts, which I believe is a fair amount and accessible to practically everyone. And they will all compete. The spread of the account is slightly higher than our standard account, but we have the most competitive spread in the industry. it needed to be a bit higher. Otherwise, we would not be able to afford the
So what's the
price.
competition about?
The competition
Volume, losses, profits?
No, the competition is very simple. While everyone is trying to catch the best trader, we are looking for the most volume trader.
Okay, so volume.
The trader that will generate more volume in a month. So it needs to have skills, because no one can keep himself alive and trading.
You're not going to be in the game
for 30 days of a month if you don't have skills to do it. So you are automatically a very good trader. And so the trader with biggest volume will get the prize every month. So we are accepting EAs, indicators, robots, everything that you need. Go ahead.
No manual trading. No.
You can use manual trading. You can do everything.
No, you're not forcing them. I mean, to
no,
trade manually or whatever.
no.
Do your best. Generate the most volume.
Yes.
Obviously, if you're generating the most volume in a month, you're not going to lose, because.
Of course, you kept yourself alive.
You can eventually, but you created a lot of volume. Exactly. So you have to be successful. All right. And now, question: this competition goes worldwide, yeah?
Correct.
What happens if I live in Malaysia and I win the competition this month?
Excellent.
What are you gonna do with the car?
The cars are the shipping and taxes are included.
What do you mean, the registration of the car?
The registration of the car, the shipping of the car to the country where you reside, and the taxes involved. I'm not covering your car insurance.
Yeah, well, but that makes sense.
But besides, yes, all included.
Right. So if you live in Malaysia and you win the trading competition, you're gonna get a car shipped to you with or without the COVID.
For the dealership of that brand in your country.
And you're shipping the car with or without the COVID?
Without
the COVID. Yeah. So before the car gets shipped to the client, it's gonna be sanitized and everything.
I hope so.
All right. No, man, come on, you have to do it. Okay, so $500 per account.
Yes.
Why not 1,000? Why I like round numbers. Why not 2,000 so I can generate more volume?
Because we want to, as I mentioned, to be accessible to a lot of people. I think 1,000 starts to be on the field of it's more than many salaries in many countries around the world.
Yeah.
So I felt that it would limit a lot of people in terms of investing and in terms of entering this possibility of getting an amazing prize. Also important to highlight that the second and third places will also receive a prize.
Was that a mini?
If not the mini, but it will be a money prize, which is also very interesting.
Okay, so you're rewarding first, second, and third.
Second and third life, yes.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess this says it all, guys. You know what you have to do.
A few more questions, no?
We have quite a few questions, guys. We are very limited time-wise. Right, so big competition starting 1st of September.
Yes.
Right, I have a great idea. I think the next webinar, podcast, webcast, how you want to call it, will be done next to a covered car.
Yes, probably by next month. Yes.
I want to show everyone.
Yes.
The car does exist.
100%. No, will be, and it's in terms and conditions. Part of the terms is exactly the permission by the winner to allow to take pictures, videos, and all the kind of broadcasting the event and the receiving the cars to all the rest of the trade, because there's a big, obviously in these kind of competitions, there's the always doubt in the air.
I know. So, I get it. So I get it.
We want to clear any kind of doubt, so we'll have clearly information about the winners. And
I'm looking forward to that. Most probably we're going to interview the winners if they want to come to, if they can, considering the global situation.
If they accept, why not?
If they want to go forward. One question though. Let's say I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cars in my garage, and I win this one too.
Yes.
Can I just ask for the money, its value, or does it have to be the car delivered?
It has to be the car.
It has to be the car.
This is agreement we have with the brand.
Hello.
So okay. We already have it reserved, let's say. All
right. Great news. Great news. question, which I think everyone is asking. I mean, apart from the volume, apart from the prestige, apart from the fact that you're transparent and you're doing a good thing, I think everyone is asking, what's in it for you guys? What's in it for ForexCube to offer such amazing prizes? Because it's not one-off. It's gonna go on for 10 months.
Yes, as I mentioned to you, we are entering a very interesting and important part of our business plan. We have a lot of things being prepared right now. We felt that this was the right opportunity for us, not only in terms of brand recognition, brand awareness, but also to compensate clients which been following us even in these difficult times for more than 2 years, and they still preferred ForexCube to brokers, which obviously will have a much bigger dimension in terms of online media, but wouldn't have the same quality of service. So the clients are happy, and we are happy to having them trading with us. And we felt
giving back, basically.
We are giving back. We are kind of, instead of spending money in things which are marketing related, which might,
for example, sponsoring a football,
for example, and which I feel that at the end of the day, the end trader do not benefit much.
I'm gonna get, for this line, I'm gonna get a lot of hate on the social media because I'm bashing a lot of companies. I didn't mean to; it just slipped out. It came out. Sorry about that.
Yes, no, but it's I'm never against marketing strategy. There's no good or bad marketing strategies. There's it's an ongoing process. The strategy is continuous.
So instead of sponsoring someone or a football team or something,
I felt that it's important to give back to the clients.
Yes. Perfect. It sounds great to me. It sounds great to everyone, I guess. Right. What's your closing statement? How would you want to close this this cast today? What would be? Give me one liner. Give me a sentence. How do you want to close it?
With one line
about ForexCube, about you, about life, about just give me one liner. Give me a closing.
I think the ForexCube is rocking, as a matter of fact, in the sense of growing the business. We are very happy the way the things are progressing. We have huge tools which are available for clients, such as the algorithmic trading solution, which you mentioned, which we talked here, and can be also a very opportunity for traders who don't have time to trade to use something fully automated. From my end, I'm always happy and open to discuss. Transparent. I'm always available. I'm always continuously sharing updates from the broker, from what we are doing, from what we are offering in our and mine social media as well. So if you are not following us yet, please do.
Please do. Yeah.
And we are always more than happy to receive any inquiries, any suggestions, and anything that you think that would help the ForexCube to grow and could help you to be a more successful trader.
Very, very well said. Very nicely said. Joe, again, thank you ever so much for being with us today.
My pleasure.
I'm starting to love these monthly meetings with you more and more and more. I'm sure we could talk till 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yes,
you have a few companies to run. I got a couple of companies to run, and it's quite late in the evening.
Yes.
Guys, this was it from our side. Remember, algorithmic trading and trading robots do exist. Make sure you keep it real. Make sure you have your expectations realistic. I would say your algorithm is a top performing algorithm, and as a top performing algorithm, you target 30% a year. Yeah, not 30% a day, not 30% an hour, but 30% a year. This is how it works in real life. And even then, you might have that bad year or bad 6 months when you only achieve 10%. As long as it's on the plus, on the positive side, it's happy days.
Yes.
This is how it works. We're going to come back next month with more webinars. We're going to have some live trading as well. I'm going to try and do the non-farm payroll at least once a month live. And in between, if you have any issues, if you're struggling with anything, guys, let us know. That's why we're here. I can help you improve your trading skills. I'm sure ForexCube and Joao can definitely help you with that as well. This was it from our side today. Remember to trade responsibly and make all your trades be in the money. Live, Joao Monteiro and Andrew the Chart Whisperer, over now.